So in your batch there is less attendance. So we are going to start our group discussion. The topic is difference between necessity and luxury.
Good evening, my respected teacher and my dear friends. Today's our topic is necessity and the luxury. And at first, I will tell the definition of necessity. Necessity means the things which we need in our daily life, like livelihood and other things, without which we can't live. There is a certain barrier of things which we need, and uh, over this barrier, all these things are luxurious things. Like I can give an example that I have a camera in my mobile phone. Then, if I buy a DSLR or a special camera, then it will be a luxury for me. But for someone whose profession is photography, for him the DSLR is not a luxury. So the luxury and the necessity varies person to person. We can't figure out that this is luxury for the all common people and this is not. So according to me, everyone should live a common life, and everyone should only acquire these things which are necessary in their daily life, because only these things, because we don't know that in future uh, whether our condition, economical or financial condition, will be good or bad. So uh, God is watching everything that we are doing in the world. If we waste our money in the wrong things, then it will return. It will be. It will came as a return on us. That's why, according to me, we should always be careful before buying something, that whether it is necessary for us or not. Then, if we have to uh, use that money, then we can help some poor person without living a luxurious life, because they are not having some sort of money by which they can live a normal life. So they deserve it also. That's all.
Hello everyone. Today our topic is difference between necessity and luxury. So at first I clear the definition of necessity and luxury. So what is necessity? Necessity is such a thing by which we live a healthy life and a good life, and this is very essential for us. But luxury is not essential. This helps us to enhance our livelihood. So at first I take some example for some example of necessity. Like if we live in a simple way, that we should keep something like food, some basic medicine, some basic education, and etc. This is very necessity and this is very essential to livelihood in a healthy way, because without this we don't grow our society and we don't improve our society very much. But in the other hand, if we see that there are very there are many persons who are in a luxurious life. They have many type of luxurious car or many type of luxurious thing. They have also a good and high tech family also. But this is not essential for livelihood. If I am a professional cameraman, then I should have a professional camera or a very costly DSLR. But if I have a cheapest camera, then this is not good for our job and for our profession also. So in this purpose, I think that sometime this is also needed. So that's all.
So the topic is the difference between necessity and luxury. So necessity is such a thing which is a basic requirement in our life by which we can live our life very properly, and smoothly. And in other hand, luxuries is such a thing which is opposite of necessity. That luxuries is such a thing which is gives us comfort and happiness, and sometimes it is very much suitable for our luxurious life also. But I think in our middle class family or in this generation, we have a luxurious life and a necessity life also, both actually. Luxurious life gives us something by which we can lead our life for a certain time, but necessity is such a thing without which we can't live our life. Like toothpaste, which is very much needed in our life, in every morning we need it, so that is necessity and that is very much important for us. But if we use a very costly thing for taking tea in our morning, or very costly tea for drinking, so I think this is luxurious thing for our life. So I think that if we live our life very properly for a long time period, and in our future also we can balance it in our life, luxuries and necessity thing very properly. Because if we use lots of money for our luxurious purpose, so at the end of the day and at the certain period, we can lost all of our money, and in that sense we can live a very poor life in our career and in our life. So I think that we should be balanced all the thing in our life so that we can live properly.
So, yes, today our topic is about the difference between necessity and the luxury. So, what is necessity? Necessity goods are those things which are very much essential for our daily life, and uh, which we need our daily, which we need in our regular life to spend our life in a comfort way. Uh, and what is luxury? The luxury goods are which we uh, want to buy, and they are very much highly expensive and highly desired by us. But the difference between necessity and the luxury is like, in a normal family, we all have a fan, and it is needed in every summer for each and every person. But if we have a AC, or we want to buy a AC, if we are not able to buy it, we are taking loan for it also, and it is called luxury, because many people are not able to maintain it, but they are buying for their comfort and their for their happy and easy life, and it is called luxury. This necessity means the basic needs of our life, like food, shelter, and clothes, etc. But luxury means are which we are wanting at that stage when our necessity ends, and that from that stage the luxury starts.
Good evening, everyone. So today our topic is the difference between luxury and necessity. Necessity is something that we need every day to survive, and the thing might have to be the simplest thing that we put together with the minimum effort. And necessity is something that we need every day, whereas luxury gives a man a certain amount of pleasure for a certain amount of time, and it gives our life tempting for a certain moment. Now a person who lives a life in a simplest way, who don't know what's luxury, he might get a boring life where he lives just to survive. Whereas a person who knows how to balance the luxury and necessity knows how to live a life properly. If a person who spends minimum for his family, uh, save a little for the month end and enjoy the day at the month end, he will get a pretty decent happy family at the end. Whereas uh, a person who don't save anything and spend everything on their survival, he won't get any kind of pleasure that makes his living worthful. Now, the thing is, today's generation don't know how to differentiate between luxury and necessity. Yes, so we all know that luxury gives us a certain amount of pleasure, but it doesn't mean that we always have to go for it every time.
Good evening, everyone. As they are told already that what is necessity and luxury. Necessity, which is needed for our living life day by day, and luxury is beyond our uh, necessity, which is comfort. Necessity is basically food, shelter, but the luxury is food, but different types of food, expensive food, dress, but different types of dress like this. Like I am too bored to play different types of games in the mobile phone. Now I want a PlayStation or computer for playing games. But there are different types of people who cannot afford a simple mobile phone, which is basic need or necessity of their life.
So you have discussed on the topic, that is difference between luxury and necessity. And from your discussion, it reveals that for survival which are needed is necessity, and more than that is luxury. In general, we understand that. But if we think in detail, then we will find other thing, that it depends on the circumstances. It depends on the situation of the person, income of the person, and on the field the person is presently there. I think that food, shelter, and clothing is necessity. But the some dwellers who are having no shelter, shelter is luxury to them. Shelter is necessity to me. But the person who is living in the footpath, he is having no shelter. He is also surviving. But thinking about shelter is luxury to the some dwellers. So it depends upon the situation which you can afford, then your demand will be there. The more you will earn, the more necessity will increase. Understand what I am telling you? The more you earn, the more demand will be there. So according to your income, according your family status will be built in that way. To me, simple Android phone is very much necessary. So it is necessity. But to you, iPhone is necessity. Which is iPhone is necessary. Because you are saying, I cannot tell that you are in position, you are enjoying luxury. No, it is your necessity, because in which field you are working, iPhone is necessary there, and it is also mentioned by you just when you are telling. So we are coming to the track that it depends upon the situation. One thing is there, we all are human beings, we all are having some hobby. So we can save some money, and we can buy the thing beyond our control, beyond our reach, to fulfill our hobby. That is not called luxury, because it is my hobby, saving money I am doing. But my standard is not that in all cases we will maintain that same proportionally. In particular goods we can have for maintaining our hobby. So that's all.